You've worked hard, so why does it still feel like nothing's changed? You watch other people win and quietly wonder what they have that you don't. That same thought keeps circling back, over and over. So, what actually separates the people who keep winning from everyone else? Is it luck, talent, timing, or is it something you can't see at all? Because when you look in the mirror, it's hard not to wonder if the problem is you. One loss, and suddenly it doesn't feel like something you did, it feels like something you are. So you walk away, just like last time, just like the time before that. But some small part of you keeps hovering near the door, wondering, what if I tried once more? Here's the truth. The losing isn't the problem. What happens after it, that's the real difference. And that's exactly what we're about to break down. Psychologists call it mindset. One version believes ability is fixed, the other believes it's built. That inner voice that says you're not good enough, everyone has it. Winners just don't let it drive. In a fixed mindset, failing doesn't just feel bad, it feels like proof of who you are. In a growth mindset, the same failure becomes something else entirely, information. The words you say to yourself after a setback quietly become the map for what you do next. Comfort zones aren't locked doors, they're low walls we've simply decided not to step over. A lot of us don't avoid trying because we're lazy, we avoid it to protect our ego from the blow. This is what psychologists call locus of control. Do you believe things happen to you or because of what you do next? Winners aren't fearless. The fear still shows up. They've just learned not to run from it. So winning isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's a lens, and lenses can be changed. A job rejection. It stings the same way for everyone, winners included. The difference shows up right after. One version walks away and buries it. The other keeps it and studies it. Miss one workout, and the guilt spiral starts. I always do this. I always quit. The winning version doesn't argue with the guilt. It just shows up again tomorrow. That's the whole secret. A failed idea can feel like proof you were never cut out for it, but a winner treats it like a broken prototype, not a broken person, worth studying, worth taping back together. Scrolling and comparing quietly convinces you that everyone else is further ahead, so instead they compare themselves to one person only, who they were yesterday. The fear before doing something hard, the shaking hands, the racing heart, that doesn't go away. What changes is this: they walk toward the mic anyway. Every story we just saw, it's really the same fork in the road wearing a different disguise. Sometimes it takes hitting every wall at once before something finally clicks. And then, quietly, a thought arrives. Maybe the story I've been telling myself isn't the only one available. So they start rewriting it. Not the events, just the meaning attached to them. The wall that felt impossible to cross, it was never that tall to begin with. The first attempt is awkward, uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. Growth rarely feels smooth, but on the other side, something small waits for them. Small, but real. New obstacles still show up. That part never stops. The difference now is they notice how other people walk through the same kind of obstacle and borrow the pattern. Each time they respond this way, it gets a little easier, a little more automatic, and somewhere in all those small reps, a new identity quietly starts to form. Eventually, a challenge shows up that's bigger than anything before it, and this time they climb, not because it's easy, but because the climbing itself has become familiar. This is the breakthrough. Not luck, not talent, just every small rep finally adding up. Looking back, they barely recognize the person who used to sit frozen at that closed door, and the realization lands quietly. I didn't become talented, I became consistent. That one shift in thinking, it doesn't just change what they do, it changes who they are. Now they move differently, faster, lighter, like the weight they used to carry simply isn't there anymore. New challenges still come, but fear doesn't run the show anymore. It just rides along, and something interesting happens next. They start noticing someone else stuck exactly where they used to be, so they hand over what they learned. Because a winning mindset, once it's real, rarely stays selfish for long.
This is what a winning mindset actually looks like day to day. Not louder, just steadier. Pressure still shows up, it just doesn't run the show anymore. Practical advice. 1. Treat every setback as feedback, not failure. Let it fuel the next attempt instead of ending it. Practical advice 2. Control your response, not the outcome. That's the only steering wheel you've ever actually had. Practical advice 3. Consistency beats perfection every single time. A small checkmark repeated outperforms a perfect plan that never starts. Remember that empty shelf from the very beginning? It was never missing trophies. It was just missing the mindset that puts them there. So if today feels like scene 1, good. That just means the story's only getting started. Winners aren't people who never fall down. They're people who simply decided what falling down means. The mindset shift starts with one decision. Not tomorrow, not when things get easier. Right now. So, what will you decide?